Hi, it's Paul Turner here from theincomeexperiment.com, and over the course of my internet marketing journey, I've come to learn a few things that you don't know when you start, so I'm sharing these things with you, so hopefully it will cut the learning curve a little bit. A lot of the people that I speak to online and people in my team as well, where I've got to a point where I made, I had some success and some of my team aren't, and it's because what we see taught a lot are mainly passive streams of marketing. So there's two types of marketing, there's active and there's passive, and a lot of the training that you see online and a lot of things they tell you to do are passive. Now, by passive, what we mean is that you are putting things out there and then people will come and find you. So you might do banner advertising, your blog probably, which is a great way of doing it. You might do social media marketing where you'll put posts out and post in groups, etc., etc. You might advertise and you might pay to do solo ads and things like this. Now, all of these things are great because you're basically putting out the bait and then people will come and hopefully contact you. Ideally, you will get them to put their name or just their email or both into a little form, so you capture their details and then they will get your marketing messages through an autoresponder. So in other words, you're putting out the bait, people will come, and to get to the bait they've got to put their email address in a little box. Then they go on your autoresponder, which means you have their details captured and you can email them anytime you like, and you'll probably have a series of set automated messages, and over time you build up a relationship with these people and some of them will buy from you. Now, the problem that I see is that these things take time to work. I mean, I've just watched a video where a guy says, yeah, go out and put 5 to 10 comments on forum posts every day, and at the end of a year, supposing you do it, say 300 days out of the year, 5 to 10, and he's coming up with the figures, and he says, supposing you end up with 3,000 comments at the end of a year. You do 10 a day, 300 days, you've got 3,000 comments. Well, that's a lot of people that, excuse me, a lot of people that will potentially see your little signature on the bottom of your forum post and then click through. But I don't know how many people do actually go and click those, so it's a fairly low percentage, but you've got 3,000, so you'll bring in a trickle of traffic, but you've got to wait a year to get your 3,000 out there, before you're going to get any kind of real worthwhile kind of traffic from that. And even then, I would imagine, I haven't done it, I don't know, but even then I would imagine, look, it's going to be a trickle. Same with blogging. It takes time for things to build up, takes time to get traffic from Google, and so on and so on. So a lot of people get stuck in and they work really hard doing passive forms of marketing, but they take time to work. And now, of course, if you're paying out every month to be part of the business opportunity you're in, whichever business opportunity it is, and most of them are monthly, so you're paying out every month, and of course if you're not making anything back, what happens is people are working hard, they're not seeing any return, and they quit. And I've seen that in my teams, and I've seen it in other people's teams. And what they're not focusing on, as well as the passive, which is important, is the active forms of marketing. You need to be active. Now, for me, that's been through Facebook. That's been through me putting out posts on Facebook which have attracted people to come and talk to me, and then I'm having conversations. It's active. I'm actually physically putting the stuff out there and talking to people. Okay, you can just go and talk to people, that's fine. I know people that do that with great success. I've got a system that has managed to make people contact me, so it's a lot easier, and I prefer to do it. I prefer to talk to people that have actually requested a conversation with me, so I do that. But it's active. I'm actually physically talking to people. Now, good point in a video I just watched is you keep doing your passive, but you should probably focus more, if you're limited on time, on active until you get to, say, $10,000 a month. Once you've got $10,000 a month residual income, you don't need to do the active all the time. You can focus more on passive because you'll have a following, and all these things, they kick in. The more you do them, the better they work. So it would make sense to get financial freedom first. It might not be $10,000 for you. It might be $5,000. You get $5,000 a month rolling in. Maybe you can quit your job, financially free, get a lot more time. Then you should still work full time on your internet marketing business. But once you get to 10,000, stop doing the active stuff. But the mistake I see is a lot of people, when they get going, they're not actually doing any of the active stuff. And for me, that's been a real kind of hey, that's what worked for me. Looking back, I recognise that, and that's what's worked for me. So hope this video is useful to you. If you want to know more, feel free to contact me. Feel free to get in touch. I'll happily have a chat with anybody about what I'm doing and how I'm doing it, and there'll be a link below the video. Okay, cheers guys.